Some days worry, some days glad, some days more than make you mad. Some days more than shine. When you see what's coming on down the line. Some days you say, not me, never. Some days you say, bless God forever. Some days you say, curse God and die. And the day comes when you wrestle with that line. Some days tussle, and some days groan, and some days don't even leave a bone. Some days you hassle all alone. I don't know, sister, what I'm saying, nor to no man if he don't be praying. I know that love is the only answer, and the tightrope lover the only dancer. When the lover comes off the rope today, the net which holds him is how we pray, and not to gods unknown, but to each other. The falling mortal is our brother. Some days leave, some days grieve, some days you almost don't believe. Some days believe you, some days don't. Some days believe you, and you won't. Some days worry, some days mad, some days more than make you glad. Some days more than shine. Witnesses coming on down the line. Witnesses coming on down the line.
We are all circling round the same sun. We are all here to play our part. We are all breathing in the same air. We are all walking works of art. We are all filled with our own blessings. We are all living with our pain. We are all keeping it together. We are all trying to stay sane. We are all responsible for each other. Responsible for each each other.
We are all searching for our wholeness. We are all feeling incomplete. We are all yearning for a good life. We are all living with defeat. We are all responsible for each other.
We are all responsible for each other.
Responsible for each other.
Responsible for each other.
Responsible for each other.
We are brothers and sisters, no matter what we see. On the outside we look different but the same, you and me. Missing the big picture that we're sharing time and space. If we're disconnected, then connect to the human race. We are all given the gift we call life. We are all free to decide. We are all each other's neighbors. We are all sharing the same ride. We are all circling around the same sun. We are all here to play our part. We are all breathing in the same air. We are all walking works of art. We are all responsible for each other.
Say shalom bimromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imeru amen. Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oh, say shalom bimromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oh, say shalom bimromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imeru amen, ve'imeru amen.
There comes a time in every fight when it's been going on so long that the reasons it all began are far away and ancient news. When the only answer left is that's the way it's always been, the way it's always been is broken. It's time to open up our view.
Let me hear my voice like I've never heard before. Let me see through eyes like I've just been born. Open up my heart, open up my soul.
no choice but to change when we evolve and learn and grow and clearly see what has to be. And right now the only answer is we are all made in God's image, worthy of human dignity. We're only free when we're all free.
Let me hear my voice like I've never heard before. Let me see through eyes like I've just been born. Open up my heart, open up my soul to listen, to care, find goodness everywhere. Open up my heart, open up my soul to listen, to care, find goodness
Set my heart free, set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my heart free, set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my heart free, set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my heart free. Set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my
We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the last Shabbat in October. That means our election day is right around the corner, and tonight is very special for other reasons too, because tonight we're joined by Michelle Azar Aaron. There she is. She's going to be filling in for Cantor Weiss, who is on a well-deserved vacation.
They didn't want to know who I am, that I'm married to you?
Welcome. It's so nice to have you. I
Thank
just
you.
saw you before
Yeah.
we came here. We came in the same car.
It's funny how that works.
We actually are distanced from each other, even though we don't have to be, because we're, it looks better this way. See? She's in the Cantor's usual seat.
We don't want to throw anybody off.
But you know how good it is for us to be together.
really is
Hine
good.
matov u'manayim shevetenu together. Ready?
Hine matov u'manayim sheberachim gam yachad. 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 How good it is. How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
One more time.
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleikum.
How good it is. That's okay. How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is.
How good it is. How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day.
Last time. Hine matov.
Hine matov. Umanayim sheberachim
Gam yachad. Hine matov. Umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Sheberachim. Sheberachim gam yachad. Sheberachim gam yachad. We continue now with our candle lighting.
Temple Emmanuel and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for watching us light the candles. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'echad likneh shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Thank you so much. Now we move to those angels who just went by that home and saw that those candles were lit. They look up on this bema, they see the candles lit, and they say, may all the houses of Israel be like this one. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lochem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As we've come to the end of another week, we sit on that precipice between last week and next week. We're at that point, kind of like Abraham in Lech Lecha, right? This is where he is. And it's time for him to get up and move to what's next. He has to kind of leave what's familiar to him. As all of us will be moving into a week that is completely unfamiliar to us because it's never happened. So let's go through this past week and think about what we'd like to take with us into Shabbat and into next week, and those things we'd like to leave behind, those things we'd like to say, that belonged in last week. Let's move into next week. And right now, we sit in what is. Chazarat HaShavua, a review of the week. Now we continue to welcome Shabbat. Now we welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabla, Nekabla, Lecha Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabla, Nekabla, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mevorach, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabla, Nekabla, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabla, Nekabla. We rise now for the Baruch Hu and the beginning of our Shema and her blessings. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. La 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 la.
La 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 la
Close our eyes now. And we think about the universe. Think about our place in it. Think about everybody's place. Think about how we're tied to every single thing that exists in the universe. We're tied through a thread of life and light. And we tap into that by saying these 6 words of oneness, of wholeness. Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad We're back to Exodus. That moment, that very moment when the Israelites become free people out from under the bondage of the Egyptians. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehino, ose fele, Nora tehino, ose fele. You've got Nora. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. We get to the one prayer that all of us are going to need tonight as we go to sleep. It can be a vulnerable time. It's dark. You might hear noises. It's a time when there's uncertainty in our lives and we're in the day, but we're falling out of the day into the night. And we need to have a shelter of peace come over us. So we sing Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Spread over us a shelter of your peace in all of our comings and our goings. Forever give us this shelter every time we lie down to sleep. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Ufros Aleinu. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Ushmor Tzeiteinu Uvoleinu Lechaim Ushalom Be'ata Be'ad Olam. that kind of peace more than those who are ill. If you'd like to start writing in names of those that you care about, that are in need of healing, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to call the names out tonight, but all those names will be in the hearts of everyone that's watching. We add to those names all of those who have been struck by COVID-19 virus. Our hearts are with them. Hope they recover quickly and healthily.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say,
we continue now after those personal prayers with personal prayers that aren't for someone else but inside of us. And we'll begin with this first line, open my lips and let my mouth declare your honor and glory. And then we'll go silent for you to do the prayers that are in your heart and on your mind this evening so that we can find a little stillness and peace on this Shabbat. If you'd like to rise, you may. Sifatai tiftan ufi yagi tilatecha Adonai Sifatai tiftan
Let us end our Amidah with words of peace. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom.
Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim
Le'olam.
Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
Shalom Rav.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם.
Shalom Rav.
Now we head to somewhere in Beverly Hills for Rabbi Sarah Bassin and Words of Torah.
Judaism is tribal, and unabashedly so. The idea of tribe comes full force in our Torah portion this week, where Abraham goes forth to pursue a destiny for his descendants, for his tribe. A tribe looks out for its own because it comes into conflict with other tribes, others who have different outlooks, priorities, competing wants and needs. One's first allegiance is to tribe. As Abraham says to his nephew Lot, "Let there be no strife between you and me, between my herdsmen and yours, for we are kinsmen. You are my tribe." Now, tribe is a lot, but it is not everything. At the most basic level, all tribes need to access the same well and trust that we will be safe when we draw out our water. For that, I have to trust those who are beyond my tribe. All of us do. Our greater survival depends on it. Our interdependence tempers our tribal loyalties. And Torah understands this. It lifts up tribe, but it also pokes at its limitations. Abraham's distrust of those outside his tribe leads him to lie, to declare that his wife is his sister, an early form of fake news. And what follows is an absolute mess. And we are left with the feeling that we would have been better off had Abraham trusted them, been truthful with them. It's Abraham with egg on his face for his excessive tribalism. Now, one could take this as a polemic against tribe, a condemnation of a tribalistic perspective. But in the very next breath, the Torah reminds us of the importance of tribe, because Abraham has to step in to save his nephew, his tribe, from others. We ping pong just back and forth between these stories that lift up the usefulness of tribe and stories that are skeptical of it. Throughout the Torah, there is no clear moral good or bad attributed to tribes. At the end of the day, tribe just is. Tribe exists as a fact of human society. We organize ourselves by tribe. And it's a fact that feels really present for us now in this election season. We're at our most tribal. And the stakes of this election are being framed as of existential consequence for the respective tribes involved. I don't discount that this is true, that the stakes of the election are existential for some. And I don't think it's feasible or even desirable to ask us to disregard our tribe. But I worry when we fail to put that tribe into context. If we allow ourselves to be so consumed with allegiance for tribe that we forget our interdependence with those of whom we do not share our tribe with them. You may disdain the other tribe's outlook. You may disagree with their philosophy with every fiber of your being, backed by the certitude that God herself would testify on your behalf. But that doesn't change the fact that you must still draw your water from the same well with the other tribe. There's a point at which our tribalism, our mistrust, and our anger and our suspicion serves not to advance or protect our own tribe, but instead sucks us all down into a pit of mutually assured destruction. I say this not to diminish your commitment to your political tribe or the importance that it serves, but we ignore the basic well-being and security of other tribes at the cost of our own, even when our tribe wins. Victory over the well that we all use has little meaning if in the process we let that well get damaged or destroyed. Now, I know the tendency will be to call out the harm that the other side has done to the well, and you're probably justified in doing so. But blame does not change the reality that we are left with a well in repair, a well in deep need of repair. Without sacrificing our commitment to tribe or our values, how are we going to show up at this well after the election results are in? What will we do when we encounter those who are not in our tribe? I know that many of us have shrunk our social circles in the past few years, that our tribes have circled the wagons. And there's been more than once that I've given into the temptation to hit defriend on Facebook. But the momentary catharsis that it provides me just pales in comparison to the damage I do and the polarization that I increase. Our excess tribalism has frayed our society, and its destruction will be certain if we allow that well to become a shell-pocked, barren no man's land, the casualty of the destruction we hurl at the other side. Excess tribalism is only overcome when the majority refuses to get sucked in, when folks come forth with a shared care for society in addition to their tribe. Judaism stands in stark opposition to a scorched earth victories, declaring the destruction of fruit trees and of crops to be beyond the pale of what is acceptable, even in a fight for one's tribe. So in this tense election season, whenever we know the results, we have to start and restart the work of putting tribe into context. As George Packer writes in The New Yorker, I want part of my brain, even a small part, to always be attuned to the frequency of other tribes, ready to pose the essential questions. How would this sound coming from them? How do they see me? I try to keep two thoughts in my head at the same time, that the other tribe needs to be crushed, and that I have to talk and listen to them. The first thrives on rage, the second on tolerance. These are contradictory states of being and extremely difficult to maintain in tension, but a sane politics requires both. The alternative isn't victory, but self-destruction. After all, we have to live together. You don't have to sacrifice tribe for some theoretical sense of unity. You shouldn't. Your tribe is important. But we do need to remember, the day after the day that those results get certified, that all of us still share that same well. No matter how exhausted or devastated or distraught, no matter how elated, relieved, or vindicated, we've got to remember to make that work, because all of our tribes depend on it. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Bassin, for those inspiring words. We turn now to our concluding prayers. The first is going to be Aleinu, and then after that we'll do Kaddish Yatom. If you'd like to start writing the names of your loved ones who you're remembering this evening for Kaddish, you may start to do so in the chats of YouTube and Facebook Live. For now, if you'd like to rise, you may. Aleinu. לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים מודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא בן מלך והיה אדוני למלך על כל Our thoughts now turn to those in our congregational family who have died at this time. One more time, beginning of Kaddish. Our thoughts now turn to those that have died at this season in years past, whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat. We also remember all of those who have died in the last 30 days, whose families are observing Shloshim. That's Lawrence Lerner. And as you see the names come up on the screen, these are the names of those congregants who have died on this Shabbat in years past. We remember all of these names, and we remember the names that are in the chats of YouTube and Facebook Live as we gather together for Kaddish Yatom. So we look at these names on the screen, and our hearts are with those families. And we also say Kaddish Yatom for those who have no one to say it for them. We say it for those that died in the Holocaust. We say it for those that have died from COVID-19. And we say it from all of those that have died from the violence in the recent past, as we say together, Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei. בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעולמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיים, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace down to this world between each and every one of us. And we say
Amen.
amen. Now I'd like to take us to somewhere else in Beverly Hills. I'd like to go to one of our presidents, Scott Stone.
Shabbat Shalom, and on behalf of my co-presidents, Kristen, Myra, and Jeffrey, and our entire board, we want to welcome you and thank you for joining us for services tonight. We also want to thank our Rebbitzin, Michelle Azar Aaron, for standing in for Cantor Weiss. You did a beautiful job, and thank you, Rabbi Aaron, for another incredible service. It's been a while since I've done these announcements, so I want to go back and thank our clergy and our staff for their incredible work during our High Holy Days. We had over 42,000 views online of our services. That means if you add a couple of people per household, that's about 100,000 or more views. That's incredible. We want to thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. If you are here because you found us during High Holy Days or you're new to Temple Emmanuel, welcome. Please go on tebh.org and sign up for our newsletter so we can stay in touch with you. And if you feel inclined, please join our membership. Shabbat Shalom, and have a very safe and a healthy weekend. And in the spirit of virtual Halloween, boo! I know that was lame. Never mind. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, Scott. Appreciate the announcement. And I would like to thank Michelle for being here this evening.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
This was super
That was
fun.
really fun. We could have just hung out at home and done this and just had Sela put the
And
cell
Daniel
phone
did it-
on us
yeah.
and invite Daniel over, but
Sit in the front lawn.
this is a little better. We
Yeah.
got some distance and all that here. I'd like to thank Michelle for being here this evening. It's just so beautiful to have you with us.
Thank you.
Daniel Tater in the back, the genius of geniuses, the guy who makes all of this work. I'd also like to thank my daughter Sela for being here and pressing the buttons.
It's a family affair.
Thank you. Yep, this was a family gathering. And thank you for being here. Oh, we also need to thank Mel and Robert. Robert keeps us safe. Mel keeps us clean. Everything clean here. And we hope you have a wonderful Shabbat, and we hope you've enjoyed this service. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. If you'd like to join us for Shabbat morning, I think we'll invite Michelle back again. How's that? I know you were wondering whether we were going to call you back. Let's end with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Oseh blessed and safe. May you feel luminous and loved. May you feel joyous and whole. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.